An old cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. Up on a ridge he rested as he went along his way, when all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged skies and up a cloudy draw. Their brands were still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky, for he saw the riders coming hard and he heard their mournful cry. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-oh, Ghost riders in the sky.
Dance or just have a seat and
night and day and night. It's just for a while, ain't nothing going on but this rodeo style. We're gonna do it this way. Rodeo on the safe sex place.
Okay, come bring me your body right away. Make me no mind. Let me take control, grab a hold right below my waist. Saddle up, baby, let me take you for a little ride. Close your eyes, reminisce and vibe for just a little while about this rodeo style. Oh yeah,
just for a while, ain't nothing going on but this rodeo style. On the same sex It's just for a while, ain't nothing going on but this rodeo style. We're gonna do it this way. Always being cautious on the safe sex place.
Tell me you are in the mood. Let the bass take its place. We got all day. You don't need to rush. No, no. The rodeo, so let's go. Oh, it feels so good, so good, so good, so good. Now, baby, come on, close your eyes, reminisce and vibe for just a little while about this rodeo style.
It's just for a while,
for a little while,
but this rodeo style. We're gonna do it this way.
Come on,
on the safe sex It's just for a while.
It's just for a while.
Rodeo
I'm giving you the rodeo style. Come on, baby.
On the safe sex
Hey, leave it to me. Come on. Oh, you wanna make love to me? Turn off the light, baby. It's on. Unplug the phone. 'Cause it ain't no love like the one. No, 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 no. Come on. Wanna hear you call my name. Say me, that the midnight hour.
You
glamorous girl, and she came to rock my world. All the guys, they want to get with her. Step back, cause you know you can't get her. First of all, you got to have money, just in order to be a honey. But hey, that's down my line, cause I like a girl that's fine. Give her everything that she wants. Roll the money so she can flaunt and show that she got Gucci, Louis Vuitton. MCM styles are very kind. Mega design, I'll paint us. This girl, man, you gotta just see her. Sooner or later, she'll be my wife, and that's when she'll live the glamorous life. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. All the girls envy my wife just because she's in the glamorous life. What she got, they want to get with it, but they're not doing nothing to get it. We're the talk of the town. Every time that we roll round, other girls, they just get jealous when they smell her Perry Ellis or Obsession or her.
Stay awake half the night. Love is just what you for changes. Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why. It must be love that's on your mind. You doing things you wouldn't before. You wanna know that
Love will make you so inside.
inside. I try to control it, but it just takes me over.
Love will make you so sad. Make you cry. Love changes. Love changes. But love will should do. Love changes. Love changes. Love changes. Love changes. Love makes one do. Changes. And if it's real this time, just goodbye. You walk around starry-eyed and can't believe that I would. I can't believe that this love will make you all so happy inside.
Inside, baby.
Love will make you all so sad. Make you cry. Oh, yeah. Changes. Love changes. That's what love would do. Love changes. Love changes. Love changes.
That's what love makes one do. You know what, Melissa?
What?
I've been through so many love changes.
I know, but I think this time it's gonna be different.
Oh, it's gonna be different? What's gonna be different about it?
You're gonna get more loving,
More kissing,
more squeezing,
more hugging,
and more.
more what? Yeah!
Love changes.
That's what love makes one do.
Changes. Love will make you all so happy inside.
Hi, baby. I'm doing
Have a fireplace going, a nice bottle of wine.
Shoot, shoot, shoot. Now it's nice to know with you I'm a dancer. Shoot, 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 shoot. Yes, shoot, shoot, shoot. And it's plain to see with me you wanna be. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Guide you my way to share with me the special day. Well, the ribbons in the sky for our love. If for love, may I touch your hand, and if please, may I once again, so that you too will understand. There's a ribbon in the sky for our love. Faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling faces show no traces of the evil that lurks within. Smiling faces.
What's up, man? What's up? How y'all doing this morning? Y'all doing all right? So, you know, I love that song, man. That song from that movie, Dead Presidents. Oh, boy, I put a baby girl. How's my little girl doing? Remember that? Cuddy, I want you to look here. Somebody's got to do it. Remember that shit? That was the movie, boy. You gotta love Dead President. That's my movie, dog. That's my movie. Anyway, we'll go ahead and just bring this up right quick. So I can go ahead and get straight to the point, because somehow, some way, black folks got to find a way to show that they being held back by the man. The man is after them, and they can't, you know, stop putting themselves in harm's way, because they have no choice, because the system is designed for them to fail. And the mental gymnastics that black folks do to try to put themselves in a position of failure is just unbridled. You hear me? Like, you can't name another group or race that are so creative that they can create these many ways to fail as the black man and the black woman, right? We gonna find a way to say we fucked up. It does not matter what the truth is. All right. Now I want y'all to follow this, and I'm gonna blow by blow explain why I disagree with this brother, because I typed a little comment, but I was talking to one of the people that come in. I really didn't address the brother, so let me go ahead and address him in the video, brother. I want to go ahead and respond to this comment. I actually like comments like this, because this gives me content. So, yeah, I did a video last night talking about racism and how it shouldn't be able to stop you. And one person in my comment said that, well, it can't stop you from getting money. Well, this brother said, yes, it can. Racism can hinder you from making wealth. We're frequently told that your network is your net worth, right? Black people are only 12% of the population. So to be a top 1% earner, it means that a black person will have to network and build relationships with people of other races to get there. However, if people of other races are racist, then they will be less likely to network. Now, first of all, let me explain something to you. There's a group of people, I'm gonna say this. There's a group of people in America called the Jews, right? And they say 3 out of 10 of them are millionaires. Not all of them are just millionaires because they friends run the International Monetary Fund, all that shit. That's a recent occurrence, right? There's another group of people in this country called the Asians. There's another group of people in this country called Africans. There's another group of people in this country that you name it, that has a higher net worth than the average white person. Does that mean, how did they get where they're going? If all you can do is just stay within your race to generate wealth. See, this brother Muhammad 95 has limited his mind into thinking that he can only network with people that are of his race. And if you think that, then damn, you are screwed, right? That's number one. I had to say that. Like, you act like it's just across the board that everybody, the white people are just pound for pound the wealthiest people per capita in this nation. As if Africans are out here over here having higher net worths and out earning them, getting jobs and doing certain things. Oh, they only let me guess, they only let coons come from Africa to get jobs in America, right? Only the coons can come to America and earn and put themselves in a position of success. That's not true. That's just not true. The data doesn't reign that to be true. What he did was he took a saying that your network is your net worth and basically built a rule in his mind. That's why you'll never be able to stop black people when it comes to them designing ways. What did Carter G. Woodson say about the very nature of a person's mind that is colonized? You know what I'm saying? No, I went to sleep. Shoot, I slept good. Slept good, man. You ever know when you go to sleep and you working out hard and then you wake up and you feel your body like tingling and shit? I love that feeling. Let's keep going. So Carter G. Woodson. Quotes. When you control a man's thinking. Right here. So I'm gonna basically put it out. Say, if you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his action. When you determine what a man shall think, you do not have to concern yourself about what he will do. Now, guys, who do you fear the most? The guy who thinks that the system is designed for him to fail, and so he chooses to fail. He chooses to ignore his own shortcomings. I don't have to fear black people. That's why you don't have to fear black people. They're very minded. You have to fear a person that expects to win. You don't expect to win. This brother does not expect to win in life. Now, he's going to try to come back and clean it up, but it's a disease. It's a disease. I remember, like I said, I talked about when I was older and I read a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. The Hidden Power of the Subconscious Mind by James Van Fleet. And I remember in that book, the guy talked about just little small gestures and things that you say and do affect your mind in such, because your mind is so powerful and you never really pay attention to it. And I remember I used to miss a shot if I'm playing basketball or something. I miss a jump shot. I might show emotion or something. And I said, you know what? I'm going to stop showing emotion. And I remember my shot falling. Like I'm talking about for months and for, the last few years that I played ball, my shot got a lot better because I stopped showing emotion when I missed a shot. The mind is powerful. Now, what you tell yourself, this brother literally said that because he's only 12% of the population, black people are, they can't succeed, and ignores the data and the facts. That's just the bottom line. Now, I'm sitting up here telling you that, he said, look, Carter G. Woodson, when you determine what a man shall think, you do not have to concern yourself about what he will do. This brother expects to fail. If you make a man feel he is inferior, you do not have to compel him to accept an inferior status. He will seek it himself. Right? The miseducation of the Negro. right? Right here, let me finish the rest of it. So you don't have to worry, you don't have to make where he would go. Right here, let me read the whole thing. When you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions. You do not have to tell him not to stand. Not to stand here or go yonder. He will find his proper place in double quotes, in double quotes, right? And he will stay in that. You do not need to send him to the back door. He will go without being told. In fact, if there is no back door, he will cut one for him for his special benefit. This brother's cutting the back door. No other way around it. You're cutting a back door. I just completely debunked it with just there's reality and then there's the mental gymnastics that niggas do in their minds to tell themselves that they are oppressed. Right? If there is no back door, he will cut one for him for his special benefit. His education makes it necessary. Right? You want to be held back so fucking bad. Why else would you be able to How else would you be able to hide all this mediocrity and laziness and the fact that you spent 30 minutes a night on homework? The fact that most of your kids don't have, I ain't gonna say most, a sizable, more than any other race group of your young men don't have fathers in homes, right? And because a sizable, I'm not gonna say most because that's actually not true. 62% of the kids in the black community have their fathers in homes. Go look up the articles. There's a ton of them about the myth of the missing black father, and you will see that it's 62%. I like to be accurate and surgical with my shit. But still, that 38%, that's larger than any other race. So you're probably going to have a higher tendency within that group that has lack of fathers to be jailed, to have disciplinary problems, because there's a lack of leadership. Some Cerulean would call it the derelict black man, right? So because of this doesn't have any effect. I was even talking in the video about how they talk about racism with black women and black women getting killed at the hospital. They killing us. Like, no, you're the most overweight demographic in the country, so you're gonna die more than any other race when you go to the hospital because you're overweight, because you don't work out, because you don't take care of your body, because you don't watch your diet. You are the most overweight demographic in the whole nation, black women. We talking about to the tune of almost 82% are overweight. That tells you right there why when you go to the hospital, you probably don't make it up out of there. Now, a lot of that is just a lot of us carry more muscle. So I'm not going to just 100% say 82% are just fat blobs. That's not true. But there's a large, sizable percentage of black women that are overweight, more than any other demographic, which means that black women are going to wind up being, they're going to die more when they go to the hospital. That's just a fact. We attribute it to racism. So let me get this straight. So you got a lot of black nurses and people. Why are they dying when they go to those places? Where's black people? Well, it ain't just black folks in medicine. Yeah, but a lot of nurses, most black women, when they go to school, they're going to major in either education, psychology. And if she really want to try to make some decent money, she'll be a nurse at a minimum. So I'm sorry. Go to the hospital. Give you a good example. Go to the hospital. My dad, when he was sick with cancer, God rest his soul, we were at the hospital. My sister's an anesthetist or anesthesiologist, whatever. And my sister would get into it with all the nurses at the hospital because they would walk in there knowing my dad was sick on chemo and would not give him, and would just drop the food off, won't speak to anybody, just walk straight out. Black women with funk ass attitudes. And you wonder why, right? My dad sat in the hospital one time. He got there on a Thursday night. He sat in the hospital from Thursday night to Sunday before he ate anything. Nobody said nothing. Somebody said, man, get this man a feeding tube. He's a cancer patient. He on chemo. These are just the basic things they don't really record or take care of with black folks or really take into consideration when it comes to black people. It's always systemic oppression and racism. That's a problem. That's a problem, right? Also, the black person will not want to build relationships and hang out with disrespectful, racist individuals. So now you can't network with nobody but black folks. Black people can't get wealth because they're not wanted anywhere. That's a block in this brother's mind. It's just a block in his mind. culturally, people what she said, yeah, white women have the poorest reproductive system and have a harder time conceiving a child than most, even though white people are supposed to be the healthiest group of women. Well, that part I'm not even really getting into. I'm just talking about the mortality of black women when they go to the hospital and how it's high, and they say it's systemic oppression. It's because they going into the hospitals and everybody just races and hate black women or black people, not just black women, right? I mean, it is what it is. Being the most overweight demographic is probably going to make you more susceptible to COVID, to the C word, to see 19. It just is, right? We can't just blame all this on racism, white supremacy. The mental gymnastics that we do. We want to say we're oppressed. We're not. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there aren't situations where black people have it harder. I'd be a fool to say, of course, yeah, you got it harder. I will take that into account. And you have to overcome the listen, if you're black and you come up in the black community, the black person that breaks north of 6 figures has had to do all types of growth and individual accountability. I don't give a damn if it's a private business owner or a corporate exec or a doctor, whatever. They've had to, in order to make it out of the black community and overcome all of the thinking that you've been given. Leo, let me know you want the link, brother. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Let me know if you want to jump in right quick. But and Friedman's, let me know. Anyway, but the idea that the black man is somehow oppressed because white supremacy, you know what I'm saying, is holding you back. It's crazy. I don't really think I'm gonna say this, Ronald. When you say you can't be oppressed in area but not another. Let me say this. I think it's more difficult for black people. That's not oppression. I think it's more difficult, number one, because of the mental the mental beatdown that black people have in their minds. Like, if you think you can't do something, then you won't, the fighting and being the cheerleader, me running Lifting the Veil IT Academy, and I see students that run through my course and they gangsters with it. And then they mess around and they finally make it to the time to go get a job, and then they just freeze. I see that all the time. What's up, Friedman? You know what I'm saying? I see that all the time. I see people that make it to the actual point where they can enter the job market, and then they freeze because they don't think they belong. Now, of course, that a lot of times won't necessarily have anything to do with race, more so than just I'm coming here
mindset.
Yeah, exactly. Mindset. Took a course for 4 or 5 months. Here I am out here now making 100,000 or 80,000, and man, I was just washing cars or working at a factory or working in a call center making 25 and 30, and now I'm out here making triple what I used to make. Man, I'm scared. What if they find out I'm a phony? Right? You got to overcome syndrome. That. Exactly, imposter syndrome. You gotta overcome that first, especially being black, right? Because most of us are from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Where did the mental beatdown come from? That's why I'm a proponent of racism. I mean, a proponent of reparations, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do think a lot of black people defeat themselves. Yes, I do. I do. If you think that the system is designed for you to fail, you're gonna fail. Yes. If you think that you think it's designed for you to fail, listen, let me explain something to you. If you get less than a 60 on a score, you deserve an F, right? And so what white liberals are doing right now, this is how they designed it for your black ass to fail right now. Let me tell you what they're doing. They're saying, look, no, if a person is black, give them an extra 20, 30 points because they've been oppressed, right? Now, it doesn't matter about reality. Reality is your ass didn't know the answer. And because you don't know the answer, you're not going to be able to enter into the job market not knowing how to count, not knowing how to do accounting, not knowing how to show up on time. They got rules now that they're changing to try to, quote unquote, air quotes, help black people, right? And then your black ass is going to go out here, not understanding math, not understanding science, not understanding subject verb agreement and all this shit. But because you were black, they pushed you along because you're oppressed. Then you get your black ass out there and you're going to be ignorant as hell. And you're not going to know shit. And you think that you're going to enter into the job market and compete with motherfuckers that wasn't giving shit. They going to eat your damn lunch. That's what's going to happen. They're going to take everything that you think you own because you aren't prepared. I'd rather be prepared and graduate with a C that I earned than have an A given to me. Because, yeah, you probably will get that job, but you won't be able to handle that shit. You will not be able to handle the rigors of the world and be able to see. That's real, like, I hate to say, that's like maturity, what I'm talking about. Doesn't mean we don't deserve reparations for the shit they did. Doesn't mean that shit doesn't have a lasting effect. But it has a lasting effect because you have this mental block. You've been told because you have this mental block that you cannot make it, that the system is designed. You literally are looked at in the face and told every day that you can't even buy a fucking ID card, to cash a check, to buy liquor, to go to the damn bank and open up a bank account. You can't do shit. Somebody got to come and feed you. You can't even lift your fucking fingers and put food in your mouth. Somebody has to come and give you every damn thing. That shit don't automatically tell black folks that they are defeated. Shit, that shit is engrafted in black DNA. Motherfuckers gonna dig us up 2,000 years from now and gonna know, you know what? These people right here, they had a pre-genetic exposure to thinking that they were gonna lose. They had I promise you, when they ever figure that shit out and they can figure out how losing mentality, they'll see that shit all in black DNA. Because black folks just design themselves to seek out the back motherfucking door every time. What's up, y'all? What's up, Freeman?
Peace.
Hey, what's up, Sub? How you doing? Hey, what's up,
I'm
Leo?
doing pretty good, man.
Peace,
Good morning,
peace.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Yeah, I like I said, I want to come on here and just talk about this whole idea that black people are somehow held back by systemic oppression and racism. But people can't name one thing that is codified in law that they can't do. Like you can't,
because it's easy to do it.
Yeah, when you say systemic, you mean, damn it, if you black, da 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 da. That's what that means. Now, has it? You can say it's had an effect, and that's why you think like that, because you were actually held back, and I'll agree with that. I'll say, yeah, because you were this way, then yes, it still has an effect. You know what I'm saying? I do know we're under the system of white supremacy globally, but I also know that I control my own fate, not faith. Well,
but brother, Sub, other races experience that all throughout the planet. Because just like you say, white supremacy is global. It's not just, designed for the Black American. It's global. Indigenous people all over the planet Earth have experienced colonialism. It has been to their benefit, and it has been to their detriment. So Black people act like it's just exclusive to the Negro, and that's not based in reality. But it takes no effort to say, "Oh, I'm defeatist," because just like Shelby Steele said, Black America does not know how to live in freedom. You the freest Negroes on the planet Earth. You the freest brown people on the planet Earth. But yet and still, you still get on the bus and go immediately to the back symbolically. You take the defeatist attitude. There was a brother last night, I was on his podcast talking, and a young brother told me, he said he tell his son that, you are born Black and you are born at a disadvantage. I said, man, why would you put the needle in the brain of your son telling him that at a young age? He said, because that's the truth. I said, well, that's not the truth. I said, that's defeatist. You killing your child already. And that's what we do across the board. And we'll never have anything because we don't want to do it.
That's the thing, brother. This brother literally is thinking that the white man, because of his number, there are more of them, so they have the network, so they win. That and I cannot be honest with you, that's the thinking that Dr. Claude Anderson espouse a lot of times. Let me tell you something.
Yeah. Like you say, he a Democrat, so he with that.
Exactly, he a Democrat. You can't be a Democrat without having this shit at your core belief system.
Not at all.
Exactly. Let me say this, man. Ultimately, if you believe your fate is up to you, then who do you fear? Why fear anybody? There is no. So if your fate, so every Black person's fate is up to them. Let's follow your logic, right? Every Black person's fate is up to them. Why bitch about a system then? What can you stop? So your fate, the amount of money, wealth that comes your way, Ronald, is on you, right? What's up? What's up, Naeem? If the amount of wealth and fate, I mean money that comes your way is on you and how well you work and how well you can. Okay, Tamir Rice, here we go. See, emotional based logic, right? Tamir Rice was a one-off fucked up situation where the cops got away with cold-blooded fucking murder. I agree.
But brother, sub, but even then, but the thing is,
let me finish. So Tamir Rice, how does he affect the other 45 million black people every day? Now, of course, Tamir Rice was a one-off fucked up situation. That does happen from time to time. But if we're looking at collectively, Tamir Rice would have probably had to worry about a motherfucker that looked like him way before he had to worry about the police. Who would you rather deal with, the police, or would you rather deal with the police, or would you rather deal with a motherfucker, Pookie and Ray Thug motherfucker? Who's gonna shoot you fast? Like, I mean, this is the shit that we talk about.
Your own people.
Hey, so real quick on Tamir Rice. Look, the nuance to that story is that cop was incompetent, right? He was severely incompetent in another department and couldn't get on there. Then got hired by the department that he was on and ended up smoking Tamir Rice, which leads me to another example is, well, who you think they're going to get to replace all the cops that all this Summer of Floyd have gotten to quit? Who you think you're going to hire? Right?
Nobody's going to be a cop.
Exactly. So you're going to hire incompetent people that couldn't get on, right? You in your community, the cop that's going to get hired is going to be from 2 states over who couldn't get on and wasn't getting good enough to get into the department in his area. So black neighborhoods are going to be full of incompetent police officers.
Exactly, Freeman. This brother is going to always come up with a reason why the system is designed, why he has to lose. Go ahead and lose.
Lose.
This is why I say what I say about the black community being dead, because it is no way you're not going to. If I'm going to tell you, and every time I come up and say, hey, you could, like, that's like somebody being fat and out of shape. I'm like, hey, all you got to do is stop eating, right?
All you got to do is stop eating.
You can exercise. You can do this. No, if I do that, my DNA and my genetics and my mom, we all people. I say, no, that's not true. I can get you the X-ray of your body and look at your bones and see that your bones are the same size as everybody else. You can actually restructure your body. You just have to work out, have discipline, have to do this, do that. And you know what I'm saying? Brother, you don't think it's losing, but it is. It's losing.
It is. It's just accept it, Negro. It's losing. It's apathy, man.
You name an anecdotal situation. I'm talking about statistics. I'm talking about the fact that Silicon Valley was started by white men, and the Asians came and took that bitch from them. Now they are
dominated.
They are almost 60% of the workers in Silicon Valley are Asian-born or immigrant motherfuckers, right? And
they gotta change the rules because Asians are dominating. The white man said, "Goddamn, I gotta change the rules because y'all taking over my soul."
How is the white man getting dominated by a motherfucker that only makes up 9% of the population? How so?
But yet, and still, niggas still talk about oppression while other races come and take over. That's why you niggas ain't gonna never have shit.
You know what, brother? If you want name a time where a white kid got, it won't make the news.
There was just that.
Police?
There was just a white kid got killed
the other day. Just show the shit.
What's the name? Got killed by 3 black teenagers, right? And those guys got pled down to manslaughter. Probably just get probation.
I know,
because they doing it on purpose. Andrew, about the did you see Andrew Stein? Andrew Stein said on the news that he said that the laws are being reworked to appease black Americans, and they you probably won't find on YouTube no more, but he said this shit. He said that shit loud and clear, and it's obvious these white these black district attorneys, these women coming in changing the rules to appease black folk.
But let me say one thing, brother, before we go further. Brother, do you know how many black people are shot per year unarmed by the police? Like, this is your logic to say, hold on. This is your defense against me saying hard work wins, is that 10 to 25, 30, 40 black people per year can get killed by the police. Is that what you're telling me? Like, that's your logic. You get what I'm saying? He's going to do gymnastics in his brain This shit will never become. He will take that shit out his cold dead hand. He will never give up the logic that he has to lose. He doesn't even see it as losing. They said I'm losing. I'm just no, dude. You are literally saying that a kid in the ghetto can't go to school and bust his ass and get out and be a doctor, a lawyer, be whatever the fuck you want to be because of Tamir Rice. A one-off situation that we caught on video, and that shit made you so fucking emotional that you gotta override the other 40 million black people and tell them that they can't do something because of this one-off situation that happened. As fucked up as it is, I'm not a fan of the police, but don't sit up here and tell me that the police hinder 40 million black people from succeeding. Now that's bullshit.
So they love using one-offs because it feeds, for lack of a better term, victimhood mentality.
Exactly. Yeah.
Real quickly, I am so goddamn sick of Tamir Rice being mentioned. Rest in peace to that young man. But Mr. Ronald Hazley, the link is open and feel free to come up and chat, because when you name these anecdotal things without telling the whole story, it basically breaks down your argument. Number one, as a parent, I think you two, I don't know about Brother Leo, but I
don't have any children. No, sir, I don't.
Okay, so Brother Sub and my man Freeman, they both have children. Now, gentlemen, real quick, I think your kids let's just say when your kids reach 8 or 9 years old or whatever, you're going to be like, what are they doing? Where are they? Right? You know, like you're going to at least have a very good idea where they at. Yes or no? Yes or no, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Brother, you can stop asking this question, by the way. This is not a deep question. We commit more crime per capita than any other segment of the population. Go ahead, Sir Tyson.
Okay.
That's why people are scared of your black ass with a gun, because they think you're going to do what all the motherfuckers
exactly.
Well, hold on a second. Why is a kid? We're old enough. Listen, guns, by the time I became a teen, they stopped making guns that looked real. Well, let me not say stop making, because that's how did he get one or whatever, right? But they stopped mass producing, let me say, guns that looked real. They made them in more bright colors. He had a gun that looked real, and he was pointing. Yes, there's witnesses that say
he removed the orange, because they put like a designation on there. He removed it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for even adding that, because I forgot that portion. And people they try to paint that story like, yes, and that cop was wrong as hell to just come out, not assessing the situation, blasting. But I will say this, while it was people reporting that, yo, it's a kid flashing a gun, we don't know if it's real or not, what have you, right? Why would you have your kids in this calm heart if we know police ain't shit and all this, and you can't
there's no accountability for black folks,
no accountability, and they all race soldiers and all that. Why in the hell would you have a child or put your child in that predicament where they're going to be assessed by these same people? Okay, as much as I grew up playing cowboys and Indians and all that stuff, I wouldn't dare give my kid a gun. Now, I would show them how to use a gun when we go hunting, but they wouldn't be playing that with.
No. Hold on, Sir Tice. The brother, the dude that was driving the car, pulled the car up on the grass right in front of Tamir Rice, and then they shot him. Brother, why are we down in the weeds? Why are we down in the weeds when the average black kid spends less than 30 minutes a night on his homework? Why are we talking about this one-off motherfucker? You see what I'm saying? This is
because it's easy. It's an easy out, brother.
This is what we need. We need to talk about. Well, what about the video I saw?
Hold on a second. Stop with this systematic racism.
Let me finish. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like we're now talking about one situation. What about all the, let's say, millions of kids since Tamir Rice has happened? There have been millions of black kids that have graduated high school. Can you at least tell me where and what they're doing right now? Can you tell me how they are equipped for the 21st century? Can you at least tell me that? I saw it too, brother. Like if you can't come in this thing and tell the truth and go at least stop, that doesn't prove systemic. Systemic will be, look, you can kill. Look, that's what I'm talking about. Black people need to learn how to read.
They don't, brother.
Systemic, bro. That's not systemic.
They don't know the definition of words, man.
Hold a second, Leo, my bad. Why is it negative situations to apply this to the whole. I can tell you about black kids. I always do this, Bob, just a slight tangent, gentlemen. Whenever I see like a black kid excelling, or like it was a one who recently won a spelling bee, I always look in the story to see if there was a father involved, right? And usually 99.9% of the time, there is.
There it is.
Right? Yes, right. But those kids are black that have thrived. How come we don't use those one-offs to apply the whole, but we use this Tamir Rice? I can see, you know what, your argument would have some validity, Ronald, if Tamir Rice happened once a week. If it happened even once a month, your argument would have some validity.
Hold on. Sir Tice said that because I know you don't like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this early. You probably weren't here. Let me go ahead and go back into this for a second.
Okay.
Black people have less fathers in homes. This is a behavioral thing.
That's a fact, brother. That's not your opinion.
Oh, hold on. That's a fact, right? We have less fathers in homes than any other demographic. Guess what? There are only 2 million people in the whole penal system. So it's not that they're all locked up. Motherfuckers just ain't in the house with their kids, right? For whatever reason that is. That's a behavioral issue, number one, right? We talking about the black community. We don't make this about black women. We talking about the community collectively, right? Because you lack fathers, you're gonna have more behavioral issues. You're gonna have economics is gonna be a problem for you because you got one income in the house, right? You're gonna when you graduate, and because of your education and how you are with shit, none of that shit is going to help you because you don't have certain things. You're gonna have to overcome that, right? So typically those that don't overcome it succumb to certain vices in the streets and shit like that. And so we commit more crime per capita, which is why black men make up 6% of the population and commit 8,000, 9,000 murders per year on average, with only being 6% of the population, while every other race collectively does the other, 40, 52% out of everybody. That's white men, white women, Hispanics, all that shit, right? So we make up 6% and kill more than anybody else in the fucking population. Why? Right? These are things, when it comes to certain violent crimes, we commit that shit more than anybody else. These are facts. You just type it away because this is the thing. This is how Democrats fuck black people over. Yes, brother. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hey,
do
guys,
some research. It's called Google, brother. Do a Google research.
Tell them to go to FBI. Tell them to go to FBI website. It's right there.
Don't just come and just type, bro. Do some research before you just go and just
9,000 murders. Yes, the homicide.
Because it's all emotion with Negroes. It's never logic and reason, brothers. It's emotion. He keep responding with his emotion. He ain't thinking about it logically. He just, I gotta respond because I'm offended by the truth.
Leo, sub. Okay, Ronald, first of all, the link's available. But secondly,
I put the link in there twice.
But can you pull up these stats so that they can see this? Because he questioned the 9,000. Okay, let's do this live. I don't know if this ties into this or not, but I'm gonna just say it's about the choices that we often make because we're in this environment. And by the way, why are you calling in here? Aren't you in the Bahamas?
No, man. I'm back now.
Oh, okay, yeah, man.
No, Doug. What this is actually indicative of why I made the whole damn video, because what he's doing right now is mental gymnastics. He's doing gymnastics.
Trying to. That's what it is.
He wants it to be true that he's oppressed. So I'm just this is exhibit A. That's all. Go ahead.
Hey, Doug. Shout out to my man Doug, that's moderator here. But real quick, this is what's great about live discussions versus the garbage that we see on MSNBC, Fox, etc. You can interact with the audience, and now what Sub is doing, he's going to demonstrate things, live. When I was talking about the choices that we make, listen, if you go before 1960, and even then there's plenty of cases of this or what have you, but if you go before 1960, let's just say 1950, I can understand when people say, well, look, our choices are very limited. We're being redlined and blocked out of these things or what have you, and you'd have a very reasonable, arguable point. Now, under these things, do these things go on still systematically? Absolutely. But the black man has legal recourse. I have sued credit bureaus, for example, for inaccurate reporting and have them on this.
Hold on. So this is 2020. This was actually a lower year here. 2020 was a lower year, right? So in 2020,
Enlarge the screen if you can.
Okay.
You can do that with window key plus.
Right here, I got it right here. Yeah.
Okay.
So in 2020, black people committed 6,380 out of 12,440.
That's fucking.
So that's over 50%.
Over.
This is overwhelmingly 95% black men, right? You make up 60% of the population. So you committed more murders.
What's the percentage black folk make up again, brother?
Over 6,000. I don't know. That's over 50% though.
No, I'm saying what's the percentage of black folk in America?
That would be 14 or 13.5.
Well, 12, yeah. Well, 12 to 13.
So that percent, so the 12% make up over half of the violent crimes.
That's just 2020 though. That's just 2020. It actually, in 1 year I looked up not too long ago, it was like 17, 18, and we committed like 9,000 murders, man.
Yeah, 17. I saw that. 16, 17. But brother, so let me just ask you this real quick, brother. If you just look at those numbers, would you consider is it above the pale to consider black Americans as being a menace to society according to the numbers?
I think sadly that black people are a menace amongst ourselves to an extent.
Oh, but no, no. I'm asking the brothers. The brother, y'all see the numbers now. You are less than 20% of the population in the country, and therefore you commit over half of the violent crimes. Would you, if you were anywhere else on the planet Earth, would someone consider this particular population a menace to society based on the information that we have?
Yes, Leo. Hold on a second, Leo. By no means, because you drop bombs. I want to go into Ronald's straw man's room.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, go ahead, man.
Ronald, I don't know if you know what a straw man fallacy is, but you're doing it. So you say when Sub showed the stats. So are you saying white people are less violent? Sub, are you saying white people are less violent?
No.
Okay. All right.
Well, hold on. Actually, per capita, they are.
According to the numbers.
Exactly. Per capita, based on the truth, they are.
Yeah, they are less violent. Okay. And because you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna give you this. I think I saw Michael Jai White talk about this. Because a higher percentage of us are poor. Now, I don't think being poor means that you got to be violent and kill people.
Of course not.
Because we lack morals like that we used to have back in the 50s and 60s when the church was the center of the community, then we're gonna, like, if you a hotel, you'll slap a motherfucker, you'll do whatever.
Yeah.
So the reason I sued the credit
a black man is God, whatever you say and do is right. So
yeah.
You know,
hold on a second. This is the thing that pisses me off. I don't want to go too much on the tangent, but I gotta address this.
Go on your tangent, brother. Goddamn, go ahead, brother.
The reason I sued the credit bureaus is because they did wrong. You know who else works for so-called white people? I give you a hint. White people. Okay, I don't see them or this planet. It's all white supremacy and all that. No, I would actually say there's more of a Chinese supremacy going on right now if we have to put an ethnic designation on it. But we don't see this, but it's more or less called globalism. But we tend to look at things.
Hold on, let me cut this shit off. Hold on. Damn. Go ahead. My bad.
Okay. So when we constantly say, you guys act, and when I say you guys, and by the way, long time no see, Miss Naima, and same with Snuggles, but you guys often try to paint this narrative that all white people are in cahoots together and they're trying to, explain that to Joe Bob on the trailer park. Where is this white privilege helping him? He's the guy who can just go get a shave while use some Head and Shoulders on his head, take my resume, and make damn near more than I make. If what you guys will say is true, it doesn't matter how he performs on the jobs. It's almost like you come into the game, you walk on the court, man, they're gonna beat us already, man. Why are we even gonna play? But guess what? That's exactly what they want you to do and think. They don't want you like we once did, like, okay, here is the system. Here's how the rabbit holes are set up. Here's how here's where the landmines are. Here's how we're not only going to navigate around it, we're going to use it against their asses. Like I use their laws against them, sir. So
hold on, this is written by a liberal, right? It's USA Today. Look at what they're saying. They're saying black on black homicide are similar at the rate at which we kill each other. That's true for all races. That's the little thing. That's the little shield that you guys like to use. What you don't want to say is, okay, that's the percentage of race on race, one, interracial. I mean, well, intraracial. I forget what you call it. Inside of each race is 80-90%, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you go with, now, of course, it's funny, the white on white crime is 84%. Black is damn near 10% higher. 93%.
Well, let's explain it so anyone can understand real quick. And yes, we all know that crime is about proximity, right? Generally, more than likely, you're going to get killed. If you're killed, unfortunately, violently, 90% of the time is going to be by somebody you know. Okay, that's just, it is what it is. What we're saying is this: you have a piece of pie. If you slice half of that pie, that would be white people. If you slice the other half that's remaining, which leaves us with a quarter, okay, that would be black people. Actually, black people are less than a quarter of the population, but stick with me, 25%, right? If more people inside of that slice of pie are doing damage amongst one another, doing violent crimes, that's what it means when he says proportionally, yes, we're going to be more violent to each other. Sorry, it is what it is. Now, does that mean all
he ain't gonna listen, bro? He ain't gonna listen. That's what I'm talking about. That's
what I'm talking about. Black folk take they bullshit and make it externally though.
Ronald Hazley, if I'm just babbling, even though I can explain my points to the letter to the science, why don't you come up without any straw mans, without any ad hominems or anything like that? Why don't you come up and contend any of the points that I said against? I answered your question about why I sued the credit bureaus and the recourse that I had. I even said that prior to a certain period of time in history where there was a legitimate case. But what is the excuse now, sir? Why in the fuck do we have a 12-year-old little boy? Why would a parent let him go out with a gun that looks real pointing at people when he's almost nearly 6 foot? Knowing that the cops are going to look at somebody like this and make them a target, since that's your pet name you all like to mention. I'm going to end on this. I don't like when people, it's almost like people love to say the Tamir Rices, the Michael Browns and all this, but really they're just an avatar for their sense of victimhood. They don't care about those lives.
That's all it is, brother. That's all it is. It's an avatar. Because the whole story, and the white liberal won't allow the whole, y'all know MSNBC and CNN, they intentionally hold shit back that expose black people and they bullshit. They do it intentionally.
You know what I mean?
So,
like tan supremacy, with
yeah. Because even with even with the football shit, Deshaun Watson, if there's a white baseball player, Trevor Bauer, he got accused by 2 women, and they suspended him 2 fucking years. There's some accusations. This motherfucker right here got proof. Even the lady, the arbitrator who handed down the sentence, who suggested the 6 games, she said even in her conclusion that he was a fucking predator. This is what she said.
Why does a multi-millionaire?
Hey, the hell, let me say thanks for super chat. Doug said it takes 7 generations to form a trait. So forgive this people that have that inferiority trait. They know not what they do. They can't help.
Oh man, fuck that. That's an excuse. That's a bullshit excuse. Bullshit. Because America dropped 2 fucking nuclear bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and they rebuilt their fucking country, and they come over here and dominate your black ass. So bullshit. Fuck you and your fucking apathy, man. Fuck that.
Leo, can you clarify what I was saying about Tamir Rice for Mr. Ronald Hazley, please? Because I would just be babbling and why I reference.
Oh yeah, okay. Mr. Ronald Hazley, you know what? Accountability. I'm so fortunate that Tamir got shot, but the facts remain. When you go online, Google the shit, he was waving the fucking fake gun at people because his own fucking people called the cops on him. So if you want to blame somebody, you blame the people that called the cops on him. So it's unfortunate, but accountability is not in the Negro lexicon. You niggas don't want to be accountable for shit. You always want to blame somebody, and that's where your ass gonna be in the fucking Smithsonian in the next 50 years. But you won't be. I won't be there with you. You're gonna have me up there with you.
Hey, does Ronald Hazley live in a black neighborhood?
Yeah. Yes. You asking or you saying?
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
Yeah, you did. Hold on a second on the 6 foot, sir.
We know, Doug. We know, bro.
Less than 15% of people are above 6 feet. Okay, I know. I can't stand when I hear in the manosphere just constantly reference they won't call it. Well, most of them aren't going to get that. So if less than 15% of the population is over 6 feet, if we see a person who unfortunately so happens to be 12 reach that height, he wasn't 6 feet. He was very close to it. I believe he was like 5'11" or 5'10", but that is a very sub. I don't even think I bet the farm at 12 years old, you weren't 5'10" at 12 years old, were you? Sub?
Yeah, I was actually, but that's
you was okay.
I'm 6'2" though.
But would you agree that that's an anomaly though, right?
But you know,
I was told I was
you know
tall.
who else was tall? You know who else was tall for his age too?
Who?
Down here in Sanford, Florida too. You know what? He was kind of big for his age too.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah, but I don't want to mix these. I'm just trying to.
No, brother. No, I'm saying it's not a mixture because if someone go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I can't believe I'm not even. I believe I can't even. I'm making.
Well, hold on. Let me say this, bro. We about to end the video in a few, and I'm gonna let everybody speak before I leave. But let me say this right here. The first thing I want to say is this. This is what black people do. We muddy the waters with anecdotal situations instead of talking about, okay, that child that's at a failing school right now, how does this affect him or her? If I tell him, who would you rather listen to? Like if a woman, like, and I talk about this with women, like women, which guy would you want to be with? The guy who says, hey, we can win, there's hope, right? We can do this, we can do that. There's a lot we can do to fix our situation. Are you know what, man, it ain't shit I could do, man. The system is designed for me to fail. At the end of the day, this brother has no real solutions, only pointing to anecdotal one-off situations. In 2017 or 2018, there were like 12 people shot that were unarmed by the police. 12. And yet, he wants to talk about those 12 instead of talking about what you and I can do to better our situation. Instead of you sitting around talking about the 12 or less than 50 per year, there are over, watch this, I know for a fact, it doesn't matter why he sued. Can you please participate? Listen, this tells me a lot, and I'm not trying to insult you, brother. This tells me a lot about your academic capacity. Just
lack thereof.
Based on this typing, it tells me a lot about. It tells like if you can't come and have a straight dialogue with somebody and have a substantive argument, and your argument is, well, what did he sue? I'm not even talking about what you're in the weeds. There's something called, look, you're thinking micro, I'm pulling back and looking at the 50,000 feet level, you down at ground level. Pull up, look at the black community collectively, and then make an assessment. I'm telling you that there are overwhelmingly, every year since Tamir Rice, there have been millions of black kids that have graduated high school and could not fucking read at a basic level, right? Millions. And you're telling me that because of a cop, guys, I know for a fact, Ronald, you don't know this information, so I'm going to give it to you. There are over 55 million interactions, I think, per month. It's not even per year, with black people and cops. And out of that, less than 50 per year on average are shot unarmed. The other 1,000, that's on average, they shoot 250 per year. Out of that 250 people that they kill every year, it's not even 200. I think it's 1,000. I can't remember. I know the numbers are ridiculously low. The problem that black people have is they don't know how to step back and say, you know what? That situation with the cops, I've been in situations with cops. I was yes sir, no sir. I made it home. I never got touched by a cop like in a physical, violent way, getting hurt or some shit. And my thing is, at the end of the day, we need to really think about what we can do to benefit and change our situation. I'm talking about substantive arguments that we can make to change our situation. I'm not even gonna make a joke about you saying you a truck driver and you drove, because there's plenty of students that I have that been in jail, that had felonies back in the day, that turn out to be straight, smart, brilliant people. So I'm not gonna. It's in the air for me to say, well, nigga, you made bad choices when you were young. So you probably, when you were young, that means that you probably didn't get your fucking work. You didn't do the shit you're supposed to do. And now you're older. You're driving trucks. And so now you want to try to say, well, you know what? The system. No, it's the fact that your ass was a lazy student. It's the fact that you didn't listen to your teachers. You didn't listen to your parents. You failed and bumped your head, wound up in prison. You got out and now you've changed, and that's good. But if you can say you control your destiny and you're a felon, what about the rest of us There are only 700, 800,000 black men in prison right now. As I write, as I'm talking right now. On May 23rd, there were 750,000 black men. Right? 750,000 black men in prison. That means that there are 20-some odd million black men that aren't in prison. Right? So that tells me that those brothers and sisters could get out here and do something to change their lives and fix their situation. And until they do that, they're going to continue to forever be a victim of this shit that you think you're a victim because you waited on the proverbial roof like Katrina. You see what I'm saying? You're waiting on the roof for the government. You're
That's
waiting
a good point, brother.
for a motherfucker to come with a helicopter and swoop down and save your black ass. When all you look at it with shit, man, you know you can wade through the water. It's only 3 feet. No, man, fuck that. It's deeper than no, it's not. It's just 3 feet. I just walked all the way across. So that's you. Mentally, you gotta let that shit go. You gotta let that shit go, brother. You are fucking up your own life.
That's a good segue because he mentioned something. I'll pass it off to Leo, but y'all just do something briefly. He mentioned something, and this is to you, Leo, but I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna just let you go with it. Ronald Hazley says, you got someone saying, that would be you, sir, Leo. You got someone saying Japan built up on their own, which is a lie. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the
He's gonna talk about the Marshall Plan.
No. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Meiji Restoration, Ronald Hazley, but I would recommend look it up. It's called the Meiji Restoration. You can actually look at Sub's past videos. He's the one who exposed this to me. Let's just go with the thing that Hiroshima was blown up, and the reason that they built themselves up is because the U.S. gave them money, right? Okay, that's fine. What was the template for them building themselves back up in a sense with that age? There had to be a previous template.
Well, they're gonna say they had resources. I think your Magi Restoration. The fact that in 1850 they were riding horses and stuck from what they were doing 500 years ago. They had no development, right?
Well,
1850, Admiral Perry forces them to open their ports, and in 60 years they kicked the Russian army's ass.
Yeah, let's add this. Japan is just an island similar to Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean. I mean, obviously not it's stuck in the middle like Hawaii, but it has no landmass, connected to it. So for them to be able to build that, there had to be a template. Is what I'm saying. I guess. Sub, here's where, damn it, this is going to go down another path. I am for reparations, but I'm not for cash reparations. Yeah, I said it, okay? I'm for land. I'm for these other things or what have you, because right now we don't have the infrastructure set up to where I think that the Black collective would totally benefit from it if you do a cash reparations. Now, that's a whole nother topic for a show, but the reason I'm bringing that up is this. They have, how do I say? I was trying to tie this into if you just give us cash, does that mean that the slate is clear? I don't think so.
Wait. I gotta get you, bro. I gotta get you, Ronald. Do you understand what the Japanese army had done in less than 100 years? In less than 100 years, the Japanese army went from riding horses to fighting the strongest army in the world to a stalemate in the Pacific. Do you think, hold on, you want to liken Black people to the Japanese people? The Japanese people, when they discovered or were open their ports to the British, they sent their best and brightest over to Europe, and they learned how to develop trains, how to develop all this shit. And within a matter of 50, we've never seen anything like this. You're naming off a group of people that have built the third largest world economy with no natural resources on the island of Japan.
And just to give them context,
educate yourself before you just come in the comments and just babble about America helped them. Nigga, look, if you Black right now, you are the wealthiest Black person in America in the world. You got all these resources at your fingertips right now. One from Africa would say you Americans have it all. You Black Americans, and you still are a prisoner in your mind. Go ahead, bro.
But they're whitey supremacists, or whatever I say that mocking. They're whitey supremacists, racist, Ku Klux Klan. Why do you want to learn? Why do you want their help? I don't understand that.
Bro, read a history book. Read a history book, bro. Yet they got bombed. They got bombed because they was killing our ass. That's why.
But the thing is, the Marshall Plan. The Marshall Plan was for for Europe. It wasn't for Japan.
No, Japan got it.
Japan got something too. But here's the point: what we were saying. A lot of what we were discussing happened before even World War II. Heck, even before the 1900s. Okay, this happened.
That's what I was talking about. They defeated the Russian army in 1913, brother. That's 60 years of exposure, and they were crushing the Russian army. Bro, name an African nation that has carriers, that has built and manufactured its own fucking planes. Name one. These motherfuckers were doing this shit. They were doing this shit 60 years after riding horses.
Hey.
That would be the equivalent. That would be the equivalent of Nigeria having a navy to fight America to a stalemate. Like, what the fuck? Stop it, bro. Stop it.
Hold on, sub, and panel, man. This is why I say let the failures fail, right?
Exactly.
Let God sort them out. I'm at that point, man. Because look, I've been talking about, hey, illegal immigration is bad for Black teenagers, going on 15 years, man. So at this point, ain't nobody listen, and illegal aliens and their descendants are about to replace Black people in major cities. They're getting squeezed out of Section 8, and they're gonna get squeezed out of cities. Poor Blacks are gonna have to live next to poor whites in the sticks, right? And so it is. And then the Latinos that are in the country that you don't see, because if you and just people in the panel and chat, if you look at Latino radio stations, right, you just look that up online, you'll see them in places you never thought Latinos were. Like Northern Alabama has a Spanish language radio station. Why?
Wow.
Right, because that's where they live. Right. So when people get squeezed out of cities, who's going to take those properties and build them up? That's gonna be Latinos, man.
Guys,
let them fail.
I got to head out. I'm going to take my son. We taking him to the little water park, the last little bit of his summer. So we going to the little water park today for him to have a little fun, man. He's been talking about it. He is excited.
No, sub. They don't want Black people in the water park, brother. No, you can't go.
Yeah, man. I gotta go upstairs and get ready. Hey, man.
The little white kids are gonna call. They're gonna say y'all N-words and y'all can't go to the park, brother. Don't do that.
I appreciate all you guys coming here, man.
Likewise, thank you, brother, for the platform.
We'll probably be gone for like 10 hours straight in the water playing with him. When I come back, and I'm all nice and wrinkled tonight. When I come back, I'll come back live. We'll do a part 2 to this because I love people. I might try to get little Big Nate to jump on here with me later on tonight. We're gonna talk about this shit. Y'all have a good one.
You too, brother.
Y'all, man. Y'all have a good day. Y'all enjoy your day, man.
Later, panel.
Thanks,
Thank you, brother. Peace. All right.